Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a garden update for you. I am in Zone 5A, southeastern Ontario. It is June the 27th of 2025. This week has been kind of crazy with weather. So we had a really bad storm on Saturday night into Sunday, and then we had really hot weather, almost in the 40s. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It cooled off a bit. Yesterday was cold and windy. And then today is cold and windy a bit too. It's been a week of crazy weather. But a lot of stuff has happened in the garden, I guess, because of it. Also, if you could please like and subscribe if you are interested in this, that would be great. Or share if you think anybody would be interested in this as well. I would love that. And thank you to all my new subscribers. Now let's get into the tour. Okay, so here's our gravity fed system for water. So the rain will go in the barrel and then we'll just turn on the valve. And I'm doing it 2 beds at a time right now until we figure this whole irrigation thing out. It's kind of been a bit of a trial and error thing. We will touch more on that once we figure it out. But Terry made this. He got the tote. He's a plumber, so he did all the plumbing. We still have the hose over here that I'm using from the well to do all of the other watering for the potatoes and stuff and for when I fertilize. I fertilized this morning with just a 20-20-20 fertilizer and water. We're supposed to get some rain this afternoon and tonight, which is great. But I hadn't fertilized in a week and a half, and we had that really hot spell. So I'm pretty sure that the plants were really exhausted and need to have a good feed. So I did do that to the plants this morning. And my peppers, I gave them some bone meal yesterday, or sorry, not bone meal, blood meal yesterday as well, to give them just a little bit more food because they are looking a bit small. I thought, okay, let's give them some blood meal. I did that yesterday. And also yesterday, I keep some of my banana peels in water so I could use that in my garden for potassium. And I gave them to my cucumbers, and then I buried the banana peels in the soil by the cucumbers so that they would get that potassium through the soil as well over time. This is bed number 1, and it has my snapdragons in here, and they are starting to really come up. I can't remember which are which. I think this is one of my Chantilly snapdragons here. These ones, I believe, are probably ones that I bought just seeds of because they're a bit smaller, just from the hardware store. My bigger ones are my more designer ones that I bought from Olive Seed Company on Etsy. I've been also weeding, which is great. Yesterday was such a great day to get out here and weed because there was such a nice breeze like today, so that was nice. The zinnias are coming up. Poppies are coming up in this bed, not in the other bed that I have poppies. I have tried to thin out the zinnias here a bit as well. We'll see how well that does. I have my snow peas back here. Now, snow peas do not like the hot weather. Peas don't like hot weather. Next year, I'll be planting my peas early in the spring, a couple weeks before our last frost. I'm also going to do a succession of them probably in later summer to see if I can get some as well. I'm not going to take these ones out, but I am going to just plant more in there to see if we get more over the season. That's okay. You know, you live and learn. You win some, you lose some. It all can't be you just can't win them all, but they might still produce really well. We'll see. This is that first bed. And this one is mostly fresh flowers with some peas. And it's really important for me to have fresh flowers, not just because I want to enjoy them over the season, but also because I want to bring as many pollinators as possible into the garden so that everything is really going to have a great chance at growing. Here is bed number 2, and these are the snow peas on the back here, and they are doing a lot better. And I am thinking because this bed is a little bit shaded from this tree. So you can see where it's doing a lot better. We will also plant another succession of this in the later months of the summer. We have the red onions in this one, I believe, which the onions are looking really well as well. They're starting to kind of get really nice and full. I laid straw down as a cover on the beds yesterday. Because we had such hot weather, I wanted something to protect the soil so it wouldn't heat up as much, that would keep the water in the soil when it gets really hot, and that'll also suppress the weeds. We have carrots coming up, we have onions in here, and then we have the snow peas here. Here in this bed, we have marigolds. This one is poblano peppers, jalapeno peppers, and this is a pepper plant that I bought from a greenhouse. These ones I grew from seed. This one right here, I didn't. You can tell the difference in the size. Marigold, paprika peppers. We have some pickling cucumbers here. I did move the marigold over there because I put the other cucumber that was closer to there over here. So I'm starting to thin things out. I'm hoping these cucumbers will go up this trellis a bit. We have tomatoes on the end here, and I'm going to show you something in the other bed that has the other tomatoes. Not plant my peppers with my tomatoes again, and I'll explain why. So this bed is hot peppers, marigolds, tomatoes, and cucumbers. This is my potato plant that is getting big, and when it starts to flower like this, when you start to see flowers, that means that it's starting to produce and shoot out the potatoes. So that is a really good sign. I did fertilize the potatoes with 20-20-20. I fertilized everything with 20-20-20 this morning. Everything gets the same fertilizer when I do that big fertilizer days. Here are some more pickling cucumbers. We have my snapdragons as well in this one. It's another fresh flower bed here. You can see my snapdragons are really nicely coming up. Look at, you start seeing them there. That's exciting. These ones I grew from seed. I grew all my snapdragons from seed, and I also deadheaded the snapdragons and used root hormone and propagated them. So you can see there's littler ones and that, but I'm pretty excited that that was able to work. There's some more. Here are my pumpkins. I'm trying to train the pumpkins to grow down the side here. So every time I'm out here, I move them to go down there because they want to go this way, but I'm training them to go that way. So we're getting a really nice new leaves on this pumpkins. You can see there's little cute little pumpkin tentacles coming out. I'm really happy about that. We have some more zinnias in here. Over in this bed, we have calendula here, which I think I'm going to have to thin some of this out. We have my butter crunch lettuce that is looking really nice and full. I'm very happy with the lettuce here. I can probably come and pick some of this as well. We have the yellow onions, which are looking very nice here. And then we have some carrots, but this is carrot seed that I sprinkled in the bed. It's a little bit more sparse than the other one because the other one I used carrot tape. But this is the rainbow carrots. Then we have the pole beans here. The reason why I'm not putting permanent ones in right now, even next year or the year after, is because I really want to see where I want to put those permanent trellises. In order to do that, we're going to have to put T-posts in, and it's going to have to go down in and go through the landscape fabric that's at the very bottom of these beds. And I don't want to puncture the landscape fabric unless I'm 100% sure that's where I want it to go, because I'm trying to suppress as many weeds as possible. Because as soon as you start putting holes in that landscape fabric and start breaking those barriers, that's when things will come up. That's something I'm trying to avoid as much as possible. I want to see where everything's going to do the best over the next little while, where I'm going to want to put something, what I'm going to even want to put in here that's going to be needing a trellis. And that there are a lot of things that I'm seeing in this garden now that I would not do in the future. And I will tell you guys that when we continue to go through this. There are things that I am like, you know what? I don't think I would do that again that way. That's why I'm kind of doing a bit more caution. I'm trying to like change the valves here. So I want to put on that one, I think. So I want to get my carrots a good water because they need deeper water because they go down. So I want to get my carrots really good with water. So I'm going to go through some of the things that I really did not like. This is a elderberry bush that I got last weekend. I had it in my garage because it was so hot, but I've now brought it out here until we plant it over with the other berries over here. It's going to go in this smaller wooden raised bed. I love elderberry syrup when I'm sick, so I really wanted to have some elderberry plants. Very happy about that one. Here we have the pole beans, and they're starting to really climb up. Getting all the way up to the top there. I have oregano right there. I don't know if I would do my carrots and my onions together again. I'm gonna have to get more into the season to see how they are. That is to be determined. This bed here though, this one here, I direct sowed some basil, because I love basil salt. It's my absolute favorite salt to use on everything I do. So I direct sowed basil, and then I picked up some basil starts as well. And I did come out here last night and trim them. And I have basil salt in the house just drying. Now, these marigolds here, I'm gonna go this way so you guys can actually get to see the difference in height. And I'll go to the other side. And these tomatoes here. So these are the Better Boy and the Gritty Girl tomatoes in here. Now, these ones are so nice. They're getting so big, so strong. And when I go to this one, look at the difference in the size of the marigolds and the tomatoes. There is such a difference in the size. And I think it's because of the peppers. So I think when I do my gardens next year, I am going to plant my tomatoes together, marigolds together, my basil together, and cucumbers with them. Because this bed is so much better than the other ones with the tomatoes and the marigolds and that in it. So that's just what I found. Here is my English cucumber. This is the one that I did buy the start for at a greenhouse, and you can see here we're getting a cucumber. Not every flower will have a cucumber. These are males. You can tell because a female is the one that actually has this on it. So if you look at these two, that's a male and that's a female. And this is why it's so important to have fresh flowers and pollinators in your garden, is because this pollen from this one needs to get into this one to make sure that that grows. Oh, we have one right there. See? Trying to get in there. There's another female there. So we're gonna get some cucumbers out of here. Let's check this one out. So those are all males. But it's still early. But yeah, that's the difference, and that's why it's important to have pollinators, because there is what is going to move the pollen from the male flower to the female flower to make sure that the fruit grows. If it doesn't get pollinated, even though there is this little cucumber started on here, it's not going to grow because it wasn't pollinated. That's another reason why like the wind is nice, because the breeze will take the pollen as well. Yeah, so I'm just going to trellis this up here. And we'll see how that goes for now. But this one is looking really good. I'm very happy with this bed. These ones here are the Better Boy, these 4. And these are the Gritty Girls here. This is a garden to produce for our house, so that we have some food that I can put up or do stuff with, whether it's just for the summer, the season, for fresh fruit, or if it's just for long term, for canning or storage. So that's why I decided to put tomatoes in, even though I don't like tomatoes. My mom does do tomatoes, a lot of them, but I figured, you know what? Since Terry really likes tomato sandwiches in the summer, I'm going to go ahead and do it. He was nice enough to build this whole garden put my vision of what I wanted and is still continuously working on it. And the least I can do is plant him some tomatoes to enjoy. Over here, this is catnip here. I thought it'd just be fun. It's probably gone to seed. We have zinnias in here, which I'm thinned out a bit. My ranunculuses were there. I think my ranunculuses are just a huge big fail this year, which is fine. Lesson learned, they hate the heat. I'm gonna have to do more research on what I wanna do with them, if I wanna plant them, and when to start them and when to put them in. We did not get this garden planted out until the beginning of June. We didn't even get it installed and ready to plant until the beginning of June. It has definitely been a learning curve on the things I have to do before my last frost when the soil is ready to be worked in, and that to make sure that I do get some of those nice things when they're supposed to be out. In our climate here in 5A, it is a really weird climate. It is not like, you know, like a 6A, or, you know, you could see other places. A lot of YouTubers are in more of like the western part of the States in Canada, or they're in a different country. We have a very different climate here, and I'm really learning that as well when it comes to the plants and what is going to thrive, what's going to survive, and when to do things. I'm pretty happy with it being my first year of doing all of this. I'm pretty happy with what's happening so far. So I'm going to take that as a win. I can only grow and build on what I'm doing and learn. I learn from everybody on here as well. People have left comments about how to pick my rhubarb, how to do this, and I'm very thankful for that. Like, I love reading your comments and all the support that I've been given so far. In this bed, we have the zinnias. These poppies are not coming up as good. There's like nothing coming up on the poppies, so we'll just see what happens there. More zinnias here, and when I say zinnias, they're not all the same kind of zinnia. So there is some gigantic. So for instance, this one here, where's my tag? It is the lilac Zinderella zinnia. These ones are the burpee pinwheel zinnias. We have fruit smoothie zinnias. We have so many different types of zinnias for color, and that they're not all the same type or same color. That's why they're in different spots. Terry got me some cosmos from a store up here, and I absolutely love them. For next season, I am going to do a better growing setup inside to start seeds and start plants, so that when this ground is ready to work on in the spring, I can get out here, get things in, and get them in the garden the way they need to be in, and not kind of be a bit behind this year. We're only a bit behind this year because we didn't even get the garden put in until the first week of June. So, and I'm really thankful that we were able to get all the beds in and everything planted, everything. So much stuff has been done. I did not think for a second I would get here. I didn't think we would get here this year. I thought I was only going to do 1 or 2 beds. Oh my gosh, I am so happy that we were able to get everything in. Like, so excited and so happy. Here is the last bed. This is bed 8. So right here we have some sweet peppers. I believe these are the yellow peppers. We have red peppers here. I have snapdragon, cilantro planted here, another snapdragon back there, some marigolds, and we have lilac peppers here. I planted these because my sister-in-law loves lilacs. The smell, she loves lilac. So I wanted to see what these would be like. I kind of was inspired by her love of lilacs. I love lilacs, but by her love of lilacs to do them. We'll see what happens. These are the Goody Girl. I believe these ones are the Goody Girl ones. Yes. Or sorry, Early Girl. The Early Girls. So Early Girls, not Goody Girls in these. These ones are not as big as the other ones. Now I also have some basil that I bought at a greenhouse as well here. In with these. Next year, things will be different in this garden. Moving over here, my rhubarb, which this I am going to have to pull again. We're going to get a lot of rhubarb this year. So that I'm going to probably pull this weekend or next week. My peonies started to really come out. They were falling over. Some of them are reblooming. I did give these a fertilizer a couple weeks ago. There's Mister. Hey. Hey, Axe. Hi. Are you enjoying the wind? You saying hi to everybody? Yeah, you say hi. Our windows have been closed because it was so hot this week that we had the little air conditioner on. So he's probably loving being able to look out and have that breeze on him right now. That makes me happy seeing him happy. We have some mint in our herb garden. There is oregano, tarragon, rosemary, mint, sage. I did come out here and clip some of it on time and dehydrated it. My cilantro has bolted. Some more oregano. My caliber coas are still nice. Some tarragon, caliber coas. Let's take a look at the rest of the yard. But right here where there is nothing and there's just landscape fabric, this is going to be stone, like over there and where the garden is when it's leveled. I've asked Terry to make me kind of like a little patio area that I can put some chairs and a nice table where I can enjoy coffee out here when I want to sit out here when it's nice. That's going to be in the future later on this year because we do have a lot of sand and stone left. That'll be nice to do. Let's go look at the lilacs and see what the lilac bushes are doing because they're probably going to be dying back soon. All right, they're almost done for this season, which is okay. They look pretty good. Here's the front garden. My lilies are looking really nice. They're starting to really get filled out. The ranunculuses, well, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. I can't do the ranunculuses, it looks like. But there's the lilies there. This one here is not a lily. It's something else, I think. We'll have to see when it starts to bloom. My hostas, roses, and lily. These ones are starting to get, because of the heat, these flowers love the heat. These are necklace. I really have to get in here and just weed everything and clean everything out. Now I did sprinkle right here with some cosmos and some zinnias and poppies, and you can see here's a cosmo, here's a cosmo, there's a zinnia, but I got to come in and weed this whole thing out. This as well, where my daffodils were, they're died back. So this has got to be cleaned out in the fall. I am going to put more daffodils all along here and here and here, and tulips and everything. It's all going to be filled with bulbs that come up in the spring, I think. And then I'll just braid them back and then let them die out and do the weeding over the summer. So that way it's nice for the spring and I can have some fresh flowers in the spring. But this needs to definitely have some love, which I think I might do some today. So over here is a cone flower that I planted last year and it's coming up. Saskatoon berry. And we have raspberries. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the update today, June the 27th, 2025 in Garden Zone 5A. And if you did, go ahead and like it. And if you want to see more of it, go ahead and subscribe. If you know somebody that's going to enjoy this content, go ahead and share it with them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.